Prime Minister Modi will also hold bilateral meetings with the leaders of 5 countries today. Well, for more on that story, we are joined by our correspondent Amritpal Singh on the phone line. Amritpal, give us the significance of, 2014 it was about SAARC countries, 2019 it's about BIMSTEC. What is the significance of the invite and the Prime Minister meeting, every member of the BIMSTEC on a bilateral?
Well, you're right that while 2014 inauguration of the Modi government was about inviting the SAARC regional grouping, and 2019, the second term of Prime Minister Modi's inauguration, we saw the BIMSTEC countries, the leaders of the BIMSTEC countries, and apart from that, Mauritius and Kyrgyzstan also participate. Today, the Prime Minister is meeting the leaders of the BIMSTEC countries on a bilateral level, on a one-to-one level. The shift is essentially that what happened in 2016 after the Uri attacks, India boycotted the Islamabad summit, the proposed Islamabad summit, and the other SAARC nations also refused to participate. After that, SAARC almost went dead. It's a stagnant organization. India has not taken any initiative, saying that Pakistan is not changing its stance on terrorism. Until the time it does so, there's no point engaging with Pakistan, either bilaterally or at any multilateral fora like SAARC. So SAARC did not push forward. Now the focus has shifted to BIMSTEC, which holds a great trade potential. These are trade-friendly countries. It holds a great trade potential. They have about a 3 trillion economy. There is a huge trade potential which could go up to $250 billion. Currently, it stands at about $40 billion. Now, surely there is a shift that India, if it wants to put the focus on trade, connectivity, and maritime security in the Bay of Bengal, and that is the significance of inviting these leaders. And today, the Prime Minister, after becoming the Prime Minister last evening for the second time, meeting these leaders one-on-one.
Amrit, what's the sense that you make, or what's the impact that you would see, purely in terms of economic and trade footprints, with BIMSTEC countries?
Trade, there's a huge potential. If you look at the 2017 FICCI report, it says that there's a huge trade potential. The trade potential, it pegs at about $250 billion. And the good thing about BIMSTEC, unlike SAARC, is that BIMSTEC is a loose grouping. It is essentially the multi-sectoral initiatives for the Bay of Bengal countries. Now, that means that there are 14 areas identified in BIMSTEC. These countries can choose the areas they want to work on and engage with each other. For example, with countries like Myanmar and Bangladesh, connectivity is a big issue, and maritime security is a big issue. For countries like Nepal and Bhutan, trade is a choosing. India's Act East policy puts northeast at the focus. Northeast of India as the focus and the hub for connectivity. So, in that sense, India can choose, or these members, the other member states of BIMSTEC can choose what sectoral initiatives for economic and technical cooperation they want to engage with. Bangladesh, for example, would want to engage with India much more aggressively on climate change. Thailand would want to improve its trade potential with India. Sri Lanka would want to cooperate in defeating terrorism. If you look at the statement issued by the Sri Lankans, and today also the Sri Lankan Prime Minister is holding a press conference at 3 p.m. After the Easter Sunday attacks in Sri Lanka, they look forward to a lot of cooperation in defeating terrorism from India. And the Prime Minister raised it at the last BIMSTEC summit as well. So the good thing about BIMSTEC is that it's a loose grouping. It does not put a one-fit-all parameter on that, and which allows countries to bilaterally engage with each other in the areas their interests go inside.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you and appreciate you joining us this morning with those